Hi, this is Amir, and I'm here to talk to you about a tool that I really like that you can use in the classroom with your students called Autodraw. So on Google, you just go to autodraw.com, and here it is. You are in Autodraw, and this is what you saw. You see a canvas with some tools here on the side. It might look familiar. There are some uh, websites and online tools that oops, let me go back, that utilize this kind of canvas. I think, Seesaw definitely has the option. I think even the Zoom whiteboard has a drawing option like this. But the cool thing about Autodraw is that it has this feature right here, literally Autodraw. And what it does is when you draw something, even if you're artistically challenged like myself, um, and draw like you did when you were in kindergarten, Autodraw actually tries to guess what it is that you're drawing, and they then generate options that you can choose from to make a much better looking and professional looking version of whatever it is that you're trying to draw. So for instance, if I, let's say, want to draw a house, right? So again, this is how I did it when I was in kindergarten. So I draw this, and you see up here that right away Autodraw generates some guesses and options as to what it is I was trying to draw, right? And the very first one is a house. It actually gives you a couple of options for a house, right? So I'm going to take this one. Let's do one more. Let's say I want to draw a flower, okay? So again, this is how I draw a flower. So I do it like this, and you see that again, one of the first options, Autodraw gives me, this is actually pretty expansive, but I'm going to choose the second option. That's a flower, okay? And let's say I'm going to do one more thing. Let's say I want to draw a sun over here. So again, this is how I draw it. And right away, Autodraw gives me options. Here's one sun, here's another. Well, I kind of like this one, sun setting, so I'm going to choose this one. And basically, that's what Autodraw does. It generates guesses that are much better looking, at least in my case, than the original drawings that you made. And it makes the whole drawing much nicer, right? So this is the Autodraw feature that generates the guesses. There's a few other tools here. Let's just go over them real quickly. There's draw. This is the regular drawing, not Autodraw, meaning if I draw something using this button, it's not going to generate guesses. It's just going to be regular drawing. So it's good for little touches on your drawings. Like let's say I want to add a door in this house. I can do it right here, right? There's also a text option. I can add a text to my drawing. Let's call this drawing Beautiful Day. Again, so if I want to move one of the images, I press here on select, and here I can move it, right? I can also move the flower, and then you can also play with the size. I think this flower is too big. I'm going to make it smaller and move it here, okay? And again, I'm going to go back to the regular drawing and maybe add some birds flying in the sky. And here's my beautiful drawing, right? There's also the fill option, right? You can fill with colors some of these spaces. So this is the colors. Let's choose, yellow. And there it is. There's my yellow sun. I can choose another color, let's say purple. and now my flower is purple, right? I can also insert shape if I want, like up here, circle, square, right? I press the square, and there it is, right? And basically, that's it. These are the options. If I don't want to do something, or if I don't like something that I did, like let's say this right here, I can press undo, and it gets rid of it. I'm going to just move my sun. And basically, that's what Autodraw does. So now let's see how we can use it in a lesson. Okay, so let's say basically what you can do is just ask a question of your students, give them a prompt or an assignment, and ask them, instead of giving you a verbal or a written response like we sometimes would do in a classroom, you can ask them to be creative and give you their responses in a form of a drawing using Autodraw, right? So let's say the question is, I don't know, of all the Jewish values we learned this year, what's the one you like the most or you think is most important, right? So let me try and answer that question. So by the way, here on the 3 lines, there's more options, right? You can download stuff, you can share, which we'll talk about in a second, and you can start over if you want. So I'm going to start over right now. And again, the question was, what Jewish value you think is the most important? Let me try and answer that question. So I'm going to draw something here, and let's see if Autodraw can guess what it is that I'm trying to draw. Oh, there it is. So I really wanted, I was going for a globe, right? So I kind of got it, I think, here. There's more options. But I'm going to take this as my globe. And now let's see. I'm going to try and, oh, and there you go. Actually, okay, let's say this is a hammer, right? Because that's what I was trying to draw. Is there an option here that I like better? No, let's stick with this one. Yeah. So this is my response to that question. And in case it wasn't clear, I'm going to add a text that says Tikkun Olam, right? So now I responded to the prompt with a creative drawing. To be a little more specific, let's go to an activity I actually created in Seesaw. So this is Seesaw, and here is the activity right here. The 4 steps of Teshuvah. The students have to read a text, which is right here. Then think of a scenario from your own life which you would like to do Teshuvah about. Then I ask you to record that activity, and eventually to go to Autodraw to depict the 4 steps of Teshuvah, right? So as a student now, let me create a response. Here is the instructions again. And again, I'm going to skip all this. I'm just going to show you the Autodraw part, right? So again, go to Autodraw, draw a picture describing the 4 steps of Teshuvah. So I'm going to go to Autodraw. I'm going to start over. 4 steps of Teshuvah, right? So first you have to confess. So let's try and draw a man confessing about something. Oh, I like this one, right? It sounds like you're confessing about something. The second step is to say you're sorry, right? So let's see if we can draw a picture of a kid saying that they're sorry. Let's see what they have here. I'm going to continue to draw and see if it generates more guesses. Oh, I like this. I have a little baby on his knees, right? Because he's asking for forgiveness. So that's going to be the second step, right? The second step of teshuvah is to vow to never do it again. So I'm going to draw, if I'm making a vow, like something like a Boy Scout honor. Yeah, something like this, right? Like I swear, I promise not to do it again, right? So that's the third step. And the fourth step is, if you ever find yourself in the same opportunity, to not commit the sin again, right? So let's say the sin was, I don't know, eating pig, right? So I'm going to try and draw a pig. Let's see if this might be a stretch. I don't know. Is this a pig? Yeah, there you go. So this is a pig, and I wanted to not eat the pig again. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to Insert Shape. I'm going to press on the circle. And then I'm going to go to the not Autodraw but regular draw. And I'm going to do this like an X. And then I'm going to select the whole thing. And make it smaller. And there you go. These are my 4 steps of teshuvah depicted in a drawing. Just like the instructions in Seesaw asked me to, right? So now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to Share. I'm going to copy the link, right? And then as the student, I'm going to go back to Seesaw. I'm going to upload. The link, let's see, was that it? No. Let's go to I think I should have pressed on link. So yes, delete and start over. Link, there you go. Paste and check. And here it is in Seesaw, my Autodraw picture that I drew as part of my response, right? And there you go. So this is my response in Seesaw, and this is how you use Autodraw. Hope you liked it. We'll see you guys soon.